Hey guys, CryptoDad here again, and thanks for joining me for the live Q&A from LA every Friday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thanks for joining me, and throw out any questions that you may have. All right. Okay, hey, so we made it. So did Crypto Daughter.
Hello.
I don't think there's anyone in the stream at the moment.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Let's check. Yes, Grand Illusion from Idaho is here.
Hello.
Shamid is here. Shahid. Hello. All right. So let's dive into the news. Let's see, where did I... Sorry. I'm going to pull this one up. Just so I'll have a reference to some of my videos in case the subject arises. I think I posted this since my last stream, the how to use the StellarX decentralized exchange. I had an earlier one about how to buy Glitzcoin on Stellar... I forget the other. There was another Stellar exchange, a decentralized Stellar exchange. Let's see what it was. Stellar Port. So yeah, I've been playing around with Stellar lately and decentralized exchanges. Tron also has some decentralized exchanges. I did a video on that. And I don't know, I haven't been doing a lot of videos. I go in spurts, right? Hey, Bagon, Cardano is the future. Papa from Brisbane, Australia, nice to see you. Let's go over here. All right. So anyway, I was talking about my latest video, which was about the StellarX decentralized exchange, which is pretty cool. We might be able to check a little bit of that out if anyone's interested. We'll explore it a little bit. So as far as the news goes, let's see, we got some live topics here. Bitcoin is holding steady around 65. Let's see. Oh, I guess I didn't save that. All right. That's in crypto news. You know, if you just check it out. If you've been following the markets the way I do, I check them obsessively. And even if we look at price charts, you know, you can read those news stories, but they're usually stale after a couple of hours. But at the moment, we can see that Bitcoin is around 66. It was down earlier, but not by much. I've noticed this last week that the price of Bitcoin has been pretty stable, which is kind of a relief. You know, so those heart-churning drops are really hard to take, you know, and I've noticed that it's kind of been holding pretty steady around the 6,500 mark, which is kind of, that's good news, I guess. Another hit piece hit. As usual, when things tend to stabilize, some big magazine or newspaper throws out another hit piece about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And this week it was the Wall Street Journal that did an article, How Dirty Money Disappears into the Black Hole of Cryptocurrency. So another, you know, blatant hit piece about how cryptocurrency has only used by criminals. And this has been the argument for so long that it almost makes me laugh when they come out with another article, you know, bashing Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies for being the, you know, the choice of criminals. You know, that's what they always say. But interestingly enough, over the last, after a day or so after that article was written, there was a rebuttal from Eric, if I can, let me take this down a bit. I usually have my resolution a bit higher I take it down for my live streams and my videos so people can see my screen. Eric Voorhees, I believe is how you pronounce it, who runs Shapeshift. Because if you read this article, and I can't because I don't subscribe to Wall Street Journal and I'm not planning on it. Let's see here. I think I found another article that's sort of, yeah, on Steemit, where they have the whole article. And you can, I think this is just an overview of it, but it basically pointed out some specific trades on Shapeshift and talked about a certain amount of money that was laundered, and I believe more than 9 million of the total 88 million in US dollars, which has been washed since 2016, should therefore run on Shapeshift. Anyway, Eric Vors did a rebuttal. He said that basically they gave the Wall Street Journal reporters or journalists that were writing this story a lot of information, and they were basically tricked. They were told that the article was going to be a more general article about cryptocurrency, and it turned out to be a hit piece, and specifically attacked Shapeshift for being some sort of, magnet for money launderers, which it's not really, and, accused the journalist of not really understanding. Here we go. Do not have sufficient understanding of blockchains and our platform in particular. And, actually asked the Wall Street Journal journalists to, confront these objections. And, of course, they're not. They haven't. And they probably won't. It was just basically a hit piece, another hit piece on a mainstream, organization hitting Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general as being used by criminals. Interestingly enough, there's another big story in the news about Danske Bank, which is facing criminal investigation for laundering 200 billion euros or 230 billion US dollars, which is a lot more than 88 million dollars. So it's almost ludicrous that they would, point their fingers at Shapeshift for, allegedly being responsible for laundering 88 million US dollars when, the real dirty money is flowing through banks. I mean, there's just no two ways about it. This is the article about Danske Bank, which everyone knows about. And then there's another article here about how banks in Estonia are dwarfing Danske, that they handle over $1 trillion in dirty money. So to point the finger at cryptocurrency as being the reason people are getting away with laundering money is ludicrous. The real laundering is done in U.S. cash and through banks. I mean, we're talking billions and trillions of dollars here. So I just thought that was interesting that, whenever you bring up cryptocurrency, they go, oh, isn't that what criminals use? Isn't that for criminals? And no, it's not. It's not at all. Let's see. What else is in the news? Let's see here. Okay. The SEC has set an October 26th deadline for reviewing 9 Bitcoin ETF applications. This is big news, not big news, depending on your point of view. Whether or not a Bitcoin approval or a SEC approval of a Bitcoin ETF is going to make Bitcoin rise in value, we don't know. I think that's the general consensus, because that's what happened with gold when they allowed gold to be traded through exchange-traded funds you know, basically paper contracts, the price of gold went way up over, you know, the course of several years. So they're looking at that as being, you know, the big floodgates that are going to bring everybody into Bitcoin. So whether or not they will approve this ETF at the end of October, no one knows for sure. They probably won't, I would say. It would be great if they did, but they probably won't. And I think that in general, the cryptocurrency community and the investors in general have sort of pushed this thing to the sidelines. It's really not as big of a factor as it was mid 2018. Everyone was pinning their hopes on an exchange traded fund for Bitcoin, and now everyone realizes, you know, it's really not the make or break thing for Bitcoin at all. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And let's see. I got some other little pieces of news here. This was another article. CFT, the Commodities Futures Trading Commission, talked a little bit about cryptocurrencies. And of course, what I wanted to point out about this article is that they are constantly talking about the fact that hackers are, here we go, billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin has been stolen over the last decade from cryptocurrency exchanges. And yes, cryptocurrency exchanges are repositories for centralized repositories for Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies where people can buy and sell and trade. But they're not blockchain. I mean, they're connected to the blockchain. But their holdings are can be hacked because they're being held on this server in these huge pools. So it's not that Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency is inherently weak or hackable. It's that the exchange, these centralized exchanges are. So you hear a lot of, you know, they talk about Bitcoin as being insecure and unregulated, and people are losing all their money and all this stuff. And yes, people lose money in some schemes, but if you buy Bitcoin and you hold it in your own wallet and you provide control your own private keys, then it's relatively safe. I mean, the only person between you and your Bitcoin is you. And, you know, if you're rigorous, great. If you're careless, then you could lose it. And I've lost Bitcoin before. But really, I just wanted to point out that they do a lot of bashing on about these exchange thefts, like Mt. Gox. I'm so tired of hearing people bring up the Mt. Gox hack, which occurred in like 2013. I mean, like, get over it already. You know, it was a shaky, you know, server that got hacked. It wasn't the Bitcoin blockchain that got hacked. Anyway. Yeah, it would be nice if those billions of dollars had just been accidentally transferred into your own account. That's right. Jason Williamson, UK. Amir, thank you for coming. Alan. Well, I gotta check my... Oh boy. Is there anyone still there that can help you? Question mark. At the office? Question mark. I usually have one driver left on Friday night that's doing late runs, so I kind of have to... I'm still working, guys. I work from home on my computer, or on my phone, pardon me. Let's see. Lucas, hello. Sophia, hide that cash in my account. Funny, I just got an Estonian residency ID card. That's good. How did I lose Bitcoin? I lost Bitcoin. I've lost several in different ways. One way, I exposed my private key doing one of my videos last year. I was explaining how to create a Bitcoin wallet using the Electrum Bitcoin wallet, and I was walking everyone through everything, and I didn't know how to blur back then. I was just using broadcast type software. So the private key was totally exposed, and I didn't think anything of it at the time because I wasn't planning on putting any money in or any Bitcoin in that account. But later, in another video a few months later, I decided to move some Bitcoin around. I was demonstrating how to buy Bitcoin and transfer it to a wallet, and I inadvertently pulled up that wallet that I had created in my previous video. And after the Bitcoin went in the wallet, after a few minutes, I noticed that it had transferred out. And I realized that what had happened was that someone that watched that first video had used that key or that seed phrase to restore their own wallet on their computer, same private key, and then I guess set up a bot to check for any transfers that went into that wallet. And as soon as I transferred some Bitcoin in there, it was about 50 bucks worth of Bitcoin, they were alerted and the money transferred over somewhere else. And then I've just made mistakes by transferring currency to the wrong address, or I tried to use a Bitcoin mixer once and didn't realize I was on a like a phishing page where it looked like a Bitcoin mixer, but it wasn't. I had used Bitcoin mixers before and was familiar with how they worked, but this one was obviously like a cheap copy of that website, and I wasn't paying attention. And when I sent my Bitcoin into the mixer, it never came back. So there's lots of ways to lose cryptocurrency. I just had my hard drive failed. Last week, my internal hard drive failed, and all of my Bitcoin blockchain data was on my C drive. My C drive failed. And so I had to recreate all of those wallets when I reinstalled Windows using my seed phrases. And if I had misplaced any of those seed phrases, I would have completely lost that cryptocurrency. So if you don't keep yours, and all of those seed phrases were different wallets. And so when I write a seed phrase down, I write what wallet it's for, the date and everything else. And I probably had like 5 or 6 different seed phrases that I used to restore different wallets. Not a lot, but if you just write a seed phrase on a piece of paper and then just throw it over your shoulder and don't keep track of where it is or where it's from, and you just look at it and you're like, what wallet is this to? You have to be meticulous, So if I hadn't have done that, I would have lost a lot of cryptocurrency when my hard drive failed. So, keep that in mind when you set up your own personal wallets. They're much more inherently secure than keeping your Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever on an exchange, which is they're holding your money, your cryptocurrency for you. If you use your own wallet, you have to remember that there's pitfalls to that too. You could lose your cryptocurrency if you're not careful. So I've learned to be much more careful from all of those lessons that I've learned over the course of, I started with Bitcoin in 2013, 14. And so that's why when I do my videos, I point a lot of this stuff out. I've never done a local coin swap. I have used a Bitcoin ATM. There was one down, even in 2017, there was one at the little Stop and Go or 7-Eleven down the street from me, which, caught my attention. I saw the Bitcoin logo and I was like, whoa, I can't believe this little liquor store has a Bitcoin ATM. And so, I had a Bitcoin wallet on my phone, a blockchain info wallet that I could use the QR code for. and I put in like $100 worth of cash, and held up my phone, and it scanned my Bitcoin address and transferred the Bitcoin into my blockchain.info wallet. I never cashed out, but I've never gone to meet a person in person, and like I've never used local Bitcoins or anything like that. Would be an interesting experiment. Yes, we learn from our mistakes, just like chess, What is this? Oh my god. I'm sorry, I gotta take this. Hey Sandy, how are you? Good. I guess Demetria had a wrong address. Yeah, I'll tell her to call you. She said the first one she tried was a bad address. Ah, that's probably the one she needs. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell her to call you. I will. Okay. Thanks. Bye-bye. Okay. I just talked to Sandy. She has a new address for you. Period. She's waiting for your call. Ah. Huh. I dispatch drivers. I'm a dispatcher, so I'm dealing with drivers and addresses, physical addresses. It's kind of like moving cryptocurrency around. Do you have your seed for Ledger Live? No, there's no seed for Ledger Live. The software, it relies on your 24-word recovery phrase that you create when you first set up the ledger. So I do have some videos on how to set up the ledger. Let's see. Yeah, this one. Set up your Ledger Nano S using Ledger Live. It walks you. I mean, that when you first open up that ledger, there's a little card in there with it's a little card that's got all these numbers and blanks, and it's like step 1, set up your 24-word recovery phrase, and so you can, can use that if if anything happens to the ledger, right? And so when you first set up Ledger Live, and I have that video down here. I don't know where it is. I thought I had more views than that. Oh, here, this one. Yeah, using Ledger Live. In this video, I start with a Ledger Nano S that has already been configured. It's already got apps on there. It's already got wallets in there. And then you just install Ledger Live and give it a password. Don't lose your password. And then when you log into Ledger Live, you can set up accounts and for all of the cryptocurrency wallets that you have. So I think we've done that a few times during the live stream. I'll launch Ledger Live now. So like when you first launch it, it's just going to come up blank. And there won't be, it'll just be 0. There'll be nothing in there. And so you go over to Manager and add whatever apps you need. So, but I mean, this requires you remembering which cryptocurrencies you had stored on there, So I tend to remember, but you might want to have an Excel spreadsheet or something that says, oh, okay, I've got 5 different wallets on my ledger. But the private keys will never go anywhere. So, you don't have to worry about that. But you do, like, if you want access to them, you do sort of have to remember which wallets you put on there. Oops. And I'm I'm just gonna enter my PIN. All right, and then when you enter the PIN and you're at the you know, the home screen, before you're in any of your apps, it will allow you to go into the ledger manager, right? You just confirm that, and then once you're in there, you can add apps for the cryptocurrencies that you need to manage, right? Although there is that big weakness, is that you can't put them all on the ledger at the same time. And, you know, they just keep adding more and more. And, you know, on the average, you can only have like 4 or 5 apps on there before it tells you that you're out of room. So I don't know if the Ledger Blue holds more, but the Ledger Nano S, it would be, I'm really waiting for, you know, like a new one that has more space for the apps. They seem like they take up a lot of space. Now the private keys, you can put hundreds, thousands of private keys on there. But as you can see here, for each app that I have on the ledger, I have, you know, like an account that'll tell me how much is stored in that address, right? So there's some Digibyte, there's some Ethereum, there's some Bitcoin, you know, Litecoin, and there's not a whole lot on here at the moment. But that's how it is. You know, the only thing you have to worry about is your 24-word recovery phrase. As long as you have that, you can lose the ledger, step on the ledger, run over the ledger, just order a new one and restore, and all your crypto is safe. Wallets are getting better. I went to use MetaMask and did not need my crypto for interface. The MetaMask on in Brave, let's go over to Brave here. The MetaMask in Brave is really nice. It works. It's actually built in to Brave. So if you go to settings and plugins or extensions, you can see MetaMask is like a default extension. All you got to do is turn it on, and then you can create a new MetaMask wallet. Always, you know, they give you a seed too, so make sure you write your seed down in case, you know, your computer crashes. Okay, so yeah, local coin swap. We'll check that one out. Okay, so we'll put this on the list. It looks similar to, if I put this, let's put this in exchanges. Local Bitcoins is another one that's like that too, where, you know, people have listings, and there's different methods of actually doing this. I should probably go through these at some point and maybe try to buy a little bit of cryptocurrency locally, just to see how it works, because I've never done it like this. And then there's another one called Paxful. I don't know if I have that listed here. We can just write it in here. Paxful is another exchange where you can buy and sell Bitcoin using lots of different payment methods, including gift cards. I mean, it just depends. Oh my God, what's going on? Okay. And then someone just left. And I've used Paxful, and so like typically you you go on there, you have to sign up, and I'm not signed up at the moment, but you know, you say you want to buy some Bitcoin, and they're going to show you a lot of the sellers. You know, it's kind of like eBay, right? I want to buy Bitcoin, and then I don't know. Let's see. Will it let me do that? Okay, I guess not. Okay, yeah, you're in US dollars, and you say, oh, for fuck's sake. Hey, Sandy. She was going to call you. She just texted me and said that she got the new address. Demetria's address? Oh, good question. Yeah, I thought she's spoken with you. Let me text her and tell her to call you. I'm sorry. I thought she called you. I mean, she... Okay, I will tell her to call you right now because she texted me and said, I got the address. And I thought, oh, great, everything's fine. So I'll have her call you. Okay. Ugh. Could you please call Sandy? She's waiting for you to call. Sorry, guys. I apologize. Oh. This always happens. So, whatever. Let's say Amazon gift card is fine. Apple Pay card, Apple gift card. Let's see if there's something exotic. Okay. Dunkin' Donuts card. All right. And, okay. So, you want to buy some Bitcoin with your Dunkin' Donuts gift card. They'll give you a list. Okay, well, there's not too many people wanting to trade Bitcoin for a Dunkin' Donuts card. But I think Amazon, you're going to get a lot of, you're going to get a lot of hits there. Let's say I want to buy, let's say I want to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin with an Amazon gift card. There'll be, there should be some people that have that available. And so basically what you do is if you've gone and bought a gift card that they will accept, you have to give them the code, and it goes into escrow. There's it gets held in escrow while you're doing this, and they're waiting for you to scan your gift card. You have to scratch it off and then scan it and send it to them. And then when they get it, and they confirm that it's valid and everything else, then they release the Bitcoin. And then when everybody's happy, it goes out of the escrow and comes into your wallet. You're going to give them a Bitcoin wallet address or Litecoin or Ethereum or whatever. But you pay a premium when you use these kind of things. But it is an interesting way to get a hold of some Bitcoin, with alternate payment methods like PayPal, Western Union, debit. Personally, I prefer Coinbase. To me, it seems like the easiest way if you just want to buy some quick Bitcoin or whatever. Just use Coinbase. Now they do charge merchant, so it does. There's a price for everything, right? But once you've bought it, then it's yours. I'm sorry, I went to Coinbase Pro. But you start on Coinbase. If you don't have a Coinbase account, it's very easy to get one. You link it up to your bank account, your debit card, and you're off and running, right? Really easy. The only problem with them is they only have 5 different cryptocurrencies available, right? If you want exotic altcoins, we look at our price. We got hundreds, thousands of different altcoins that we might want to purchase. Anything from 5 on down, well, Litecoin is on Coinbase. EOS, Stellar, Tether, Cardano, Monero, IOTA, Dash, Tron. Any of these, you got to go on another type of exchange. But as far as if you just want Bitcoin or Litecoin or Ethereum, I think Coinbase is the easiest way to go. Let's order a pizza. Yeah. Yeah, that was the first Bitcoin transaction, was a pizza. If you remember correctly. Paxful is full of greedy sellers of Bitcoin. Yeah, they charge a premium on Paxful. That is true. It's funny because I mentioned that my computer crashed. So I was mining Vertcoin. And the Vertcoin wallet, I lost the Vertcoin wallet because I didn't have the seed phrase for the Vertcoin wallet. But fortunately for me, I would periodically empty out the mining wallet to my ledger. So as you'll notice, you know, I've got 67 Vertcoin. So I didn't really lose that much Vertcoin when my computer crashed. And of all the cryptocurrencies that I had on my computer when the hard drive failed, the Vertcoin was the only one that I lost. And it was only like a few coins. Not worth much. Okay, great. Sorry about all this. Okay, so I am mining. I was mining Vertcoin, and I like Vertcoin. I was mining Verge, but I stopped mining Verge. They had a few problems early in this year with their mining algorithm or something. Somebody hacked them or something. And like my miner quit on me. And I was kind of like, well, let me switch over to a different coin. So I switched to Vertcoin. And I'm happy with Vertcoin. I'm not making $1 million or anything, but it's money that I didn't have before. And I had already bought the graphics card, so I didn't run out and buy the graphics card with the intent of breaking even. I had the graphics card and had played many enjoyable hours of games on it, and then decided that I would use it for mining. So why not? And then I also have another computer next to me that is a dedicated graphics card, not like a tricked out miner, but it's a dedicated machine that I use to mine Ethereum, which at this moment is still mineable. I think there's a lot of talk they might make it unmineable or whatever, but right now you can mine Ethereum with a graphics card, and it's not hugely profitable. It's close. Let's see if we can find that guy, right? I think we can do it this way if we go to Gmail, because it's always telling me it's always telling me that it's it always tells me that it's lost the connection back and forth. Here, right here. It always tells me that it's offline, but I don't know what it is. It just goes off and on. But see, I can check the current status of the miner now, and as you can see, it's got 0.02 ETH. And when it gets to 0.05 ETH, it pays out to my the MetaMask wallet over here, right? Not this one, the one on the mining machine. And then once it's in that MetaMask wallet, you know, I can transfer it wherever I want. But like I said, it takes a while. You know, here is $6. It takes about a month to get 0.05 Bitcoins, or I'm sorry, ETH, which is, I don't know, it's like $10 to $20 a month. So, but, you know, Ethereum is cheap right now. And if I accumulate this Ethereum over the course of, say, a year, it might be worth something in 5 years, right? It might be worth a lot more than what it's worth this year. It might be enough to buy a new graphics card in 5 years. Who knows? Okay, I have a Kraken account, but I haven't used it yet. Kraken has been around a while, so I'm not gonna not recommend it. I don't know why. Oh, here. Yeah, it's been around a while, and let me see if I can get into it. I don't have anything in there right now. Oh, I rebooted, so I got to re-enter this thing. I got that right. And then I've got two-factor authentication enabled. Whoops. which is always a joy, right? I don't know, I've just learned, where is it? It teaches you patience, right? Where in the heck is that thing? Well, I probably moved it up. Did I? What do I do with that? Oh, I remember. It's on this little thing. Yeah. I use that as my yeah. I use that in my UB, whatever you call it. This one, how to set up FIDO U2F with YubiKey.
This is Whitney.
Oops. I ran out and bought a YubiKey because I was interested in...
Whitney is a wizard when it comes to project workflow.
Okay. Basically, and I talk about what the difference is between Google Authenticator and the way the YubiKey works. And the YubiKey is more secure than Google Authenticator. But it's not supported as much as Google Authenticator, and can be a little tricky to use. I don't know. They're both probably, you know, I use both, but I use Google Authenticator a lot more because I'm familiar with it, and it's supported on a lot of websites. Not as it turned out, the only cryptocurrency exchange that I could find that supported it was Kraken, and that's why I opened the account, so that I could use it as my, you know, demo. All my, like, Bittrex and Binance don't support the YubiKey. They only support Google Authenticator or Authy. And by the way, guys, if you don't have two-factor authentication on all of your important accounts, you need to do that right away. You know, maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, you know, we won't need passwords anymore. Everything will be like retinal scan or hand scan or, you know, whatever. But as it stands now, you know, the only thing protecting us are our accounts, are our passwords, which are very weak, even if it's a long password. You know, you need two-factor authentication on all of your accounts. Just goes without saying. It's a pain. It's a pain, and you know, it can be a real hassle sometimes, but that's how you stay secure. Let's see. Oh, I see. Kraken, you can use euros. Okay, that's kind of cool. Let's see. Hold it. That sounds vaguely familiar. I guess it's not like a coin in and of itself, right? Let's see what we got here. Okay. Now this looks really interesting. Now, I've done a couple of videos on phone wallets. This looks like a phone-based exchange. But the Trust Wallet video that I did, here's the Coinbase wallet. I don't see Trust Wallet. Here, Trust Wallet, this video. These are all...
Let's suppose that...
Sorry about that. Phone-based... cryptocurrency wallets, and I like those, but you have to be careful. I personally don't really want a hot wallet. I would rather have you know, like, I guess you call it a cold wallet. This wallet, the Trust Wallet, the private keys are stored on your phone, right? And they give you a backup phrase. So some of these iOS and Android based wallets are hot wallets. They're just like you're using a cryptocurrency exchange. You're just accessing, you know, the account and then the private keys are controlled by whoever's running that account. So it's not inherently safer than, say, cryptocurrency exchange. It just happens to be phone-based. So if you like phone-based wallets, I would recommend that you use one of the cold type wallets. So this looks interesting. I'll have to check it out and see that maybe. Let's see. I don't know. Yeah, I'll put it in cryptocurrencies for now, and I'll check it out. It looks cool. I mean, you got, you can fund it with your bank. You can hold coins. I like the interface, looks really nice. But once again, I'm not sure if it's a cold wallet or like a hot-based wallet, like Uphold. Like Uphold is, like a hot wallet. They hold the coins for you. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. There's lots of new stuff coming out in cryptocurrency. So, like, pretty soon I'll be a dinosaur. I don't know. Some of these newer type wallets might be hot and cold, or they've got like a cryptographic key that somehow you control, even though you're not actually storing the crypto on your phone. I don't know. I'd like to check this one out, though. I'm not going to go through the whole sign up today, but this definitely looks interesting. Something I should try. Any news on Monero hardware wallet? Well, Monero is, there is a Monero support on the ledger. So, but the way that it works is through the Monero, the Monero desktop wallet. So it's not like ideal. It's not like, oh, I can put Monero on my ledger. It would be nice if it worked just like the others. Let's see if I can get this thing to launch again. I'm just going to show you that there is a Monero app. So if you go into Manager, let me, okay. If you go into Manager, you'll see that there is a Monero app, right? There's the Monero app. So you install the Monero app on here, and then you use the Monero desktop wallet. And if you go and download the latest version of the Monero desktop wallet, they make it pretty easy to use the private key on the ledger. So basically, during the setup process of the Monero wallet, there's an option there that says, use my hardware-based wallet, and it will connect. And I did a video. It's a little bit tricky. It's not for the faint of heart. I like that hacker dude. Whoops. If you're interested, there it is. Installing the Monero wallet using Ledger. So that walks you through every step. Yeah. That video, I think it's getting some views, about 3,000 views. I'm hoping someday that my videos will get millions of views when people get interested in cryptocurrency. But if you're interested in a Monero-based, a hardware wallet for Monero, the Ledger option is pretty good. You install the Monero app. The Monero private keys are stored on the Ledger device, and so it's secure. And then it just interfaces with the Monero desktop wallet. And you can see your balance, you can send and receive Monero, and then when you're done, you just unplug. And of course, if you try to send Monero out, you've got to confirm on the device. That's the security of the Ledger Nano S. is that any transfers out require a button press, right? So people can't just hack your computer and steal your Monero or whatever, right? The private keys are stored on the device. CryptoDad, will you ever do a post on how to buy a smart node and how to run the damn thing? Let me know so I can set the date. Peter Gans, smart node for what? For Bitcoin? Or Monero? You know, it's funny you should bring that up. You know, the first Bitcoin wallet that I used was Armory Wallet, and it was a full node-based Bitcoin wallet, right? It downloaded the entire blockchain to your computer, and it took days, you know, to download the entire Bitcoin blockchain to your computer, and it takes up quite a bit of space. But you know, when you're running that wallet, you know, you're running a full Bitcoin node when you run that type of wallet. Now, the Electrum Bitcoin wallet is more of a light type Bitcoin wallet, where there are several servers out there that are running full nodes, and your copy just kind of checks those servers for the current state of the blockchain. So it's a little more convenient. So I'm not sure about the smart node. Smart node. Did I copy that? Nope. Smart node. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. So, and then of course, if you're running a node like this, then if you want to be helpful to the network, you kind of need to run your computer on a pretty regular basis. You know, having your node up and running is important to the network. So, a little bit of an inconvenience. How to earn BAT coin free, BAT coin free. Any tricks? Why this color vary? Well, you know, you can run the Brave browser. When you run the Brave browser, it will give you BAT when you first install it. Right? So if you go if you download the Brave wallet, they'll just give you some BAT for free, but you can't really spend it on anything. So the way to earn BAT using Brave is you have to claim your, let's see if they'll give me any free tokens. They probably won't. I've already done this. Yeah, it's just not going to let me do it because, oh, hey, I got some. So I don't know. But to earn BAT, if you're a content creator, so if you have a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel or you have a website, you can go claim your BAT that people pay using this browser. So when someone uses the Brave browser to watch my YouTube channel, they donate BAT to my channel by putting their eyeballs on my channel. Oh, I don't have it on here. Yeah, my YouTube channel. So I'm donating to myself when I look at my YouTube channel. But anybody else using the Brave browser is also donating to me by watching my channel using the Brave browser. And I can actually claim those tokens by going through the process of claiming. You know, I have to verify that I am indeed the one that runs that YouTube channel. So if you run a Twitch channel or a YouTube channel, or you have your own website, you can set yourself up to receive Brave payments on a monthly basis. And I get you know, like 100 or so BAT every month. It's not bad. It's not a whole lot of money right now, but like we were talking about before, if BAT tokens raise in value, then that, you know, few hundred BAT that I earned is going to be, you know, worth its while, right? If it's worth like 10 times that amount next year, it'll really be worth my while. So if you just go through the claim process. Let's see. How do I claim my BAT tokens? Right? That. These are all the giveaway. This is not really. This is about their payments. Let's see if this is the one. Yeah. Okay. So this website is where you get started claiming your BAT tokens if you have a website or a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel. And I'm sure as time goes by, they might add more, right? So you do this get started, and they'll ask you, okay, what's your YouTube channel, what's your Twitch channel, and then they'll probably verify it by sending you an email. And after you go through the process, they're gonna show you how to set up the Uphold wallet, which is where they transfer the funds, and bada boom, you're earning passive income from the Brave browser. That's a cool way to get BAT tokens. There might be other ways. Millions of views bring millions of trolls. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can only imagine if I were to get, thousands of views every day, how many comments I would have to respond to, and how many trolls and rude people I would have to deal with. I've learned to, my skin is pretty thick now. I was getting quite a bit of abuse in December of 2017 when cryptocurrencies were very popular. I was getting a lot of questions. I was getting a lot of, great jobs, but I was also getting a lot of, you suck and, you take too long and that kind of stuff. So if you're gonna, put yourself out there and do YouTube, you have to be prepared, for that, So, and the more views you get, the more you might get, people that aren't too happy with you. But I've also found that some people that, when they post a comment that kind of like, gets under my skin or makes me angry, and I try to reply calmly to them, sometimes, you go back and forth and find out that they're really not that horrible people at all. They're just expressing their opinion, and it just rubbed you the wrong way. And if you rationally engage with them, turns out they're, they don't really hate you at all. They were just expressing their opinion, and things work out. So sometimes a troll is, a person giving you constructive criticism that maybe not as polished as you'd like them to be, right? Let's see. Okay, so we're talking about smart cash, and apparently you need a dedicated machine for that. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Huh. I think this is what they're talking about, right? And let's see here. On their website. So, there's a lot of coins out there that that are coming out that are like their own ecosystem. Bitcoin is basically just a currency. That's all it really was meant to be. But there are a lot of blockchain coin projects that are more of they're a whole thing in and of themselves. So this is interesting. I've never looked at this one. So I will add this to my list. Yeah, Vertcoin is like that. I was telling you that I mine Vertcoin, and Vertcoin is like a community-based way to exchange value on a local basis. And that's really what, you know, cryptocurrency and decentralized currencies are all about, right? Is community-based value exchange systems. Right? Smart cash. Looks interesting. You know, and then, but I think some of you over here were talking about you need to set up a computer system and a virtual private network or system. Okay, so we'll see. Yeah, right now, I don't know, it's not the greatest time to be selling your cryptocurrency. I think I explained in one of my videos that, for example, if I can get to it. I got too many tabs open. Let's go off Paxful here. All right. If we go over to Bittrex, I believe it's Bittrex. Let me check. I think I have some ERC20 tokens on Bittrex. And let's see, Bittrex. Thank you, Pete. Come on. Okay, there it goes. Let's check wallets. Yes, this is it. All right, so if we look here, I've got Humanique, right? I have 184 Humanique. And as of right now, that Humanique, that 184 Humanique is worth $5.64. And let's say, you know, of course I wouldn't sell it. It's much lower than what I bought into it at. But let's say I decided I want to withdraw some, right? They're going to charge me 16 just to withdraw it, you know. And that's like a nice chunk out of my my total balance, because you can't use Ethereum for gas on the exchange, right? They need to pay the gas to make the transaction, but they can't withdraw Ethereum from your Ethereum account. So they're gonna take it out of your Humanique balance. So if I were to try to even withdraw it, not even sell it, if I just want to move it, it's too expensive for me. Now, if Humanique was like you know, $1 a share, then it would probably only cost me like 1 Humanique to withdraw it from Bittrex. So yeah, when your ERC20 tokens are, you know, the value is low right now, it's not even a good idea to move it from one place to another. Too expensive. All right. Now, if it was in my own wallet, I could use some Ethereum, of my own Ethereum, to move it if I wanted to move it from one place to another. But at the moment, I'm considering it stuck on this exchange. And then, you know, I've got Verge and Tron over here, and they're basically worthless right now. You know, Tron is like 2 cents. It was 4 cents when I bought it, and it was up to 8 cents at one point. But there's really no point in moving it, really. And I'm not even worried about losing it right now. So I just kind of left it on the exchange. You know, there's 105 ADA here. Yeah, it's really, when the market's down like this, if you're a long-term type person, it's better to just leave it. Now, day traders may differ, but, you know, I'm kind of a long-term guy. I try to just buy it and not sell it. Let's see if my driver managed to deliver that. I guess that's good. Okay. Guy not home. Okay. The driver, the company that I work for does subpoenas, right? And so one of the drivers is trying to subpoena some people. Not an easy thing to do on a Friday evening, right? in Southern California. People don't answer the door. They're not home. They don't want to be served. Who does, right? Okay. The master node costs 2,000 fiat, Pete. Wow. Okay. Interesting. You're talking about the smart cash, the master node? Yeah, that's a little bit of an investment. But could pay off in the end. Who knows? It's not, it's not out of reach for, most people could probably put together $2,000 if they had a mind to. Antonio, hi CD, Monero with Ledger. You had issues, crashed in the middle of 2-day sync. Then I tried using an external drive. Once it synced, the computer was slow. Reboot and long sync and slow again. Okay. Yeah. So I have a... I might as well go ahead. I can do it. Let's try that. So, and like I said, my hard drive crashed. So nothing is synced up at the moment. But my internal drive is a solid state drive. And so the solid state drive is faster than a regular hard drive. And, the computer is fast. And so let's do this. From file. I don't know. Let's try this one. Let's see. I don't know if that's the right password or not. Ah, it is. Okay. Let's see. Is it going to do it? There it goes. All right. So first of all, syncing up a Monero wallet is inherently slow. Any cryptocurrency wallet, okay, and you see here it launches its daemon, which is gonna like sync to the Monero blockchain. Let's see if I can get all the clutter out of the way here. Now you see because I have already synced to the Monero blockchain, this particular wallet hasn't synced, but there's blockchain data on the computer. So if we go to C drive, this is the default. There's a hidden folder here called program data, and if you can't see it, you have to go to like view options and switch over to show hidden files and folders. All right, so there's that folder, program data, and in this folder here, bit Monero, and in this folder, there's the Monero blockchain data, and so it takes quite a while. We're talking 64 gigs. So that's nothing to sneeze at. And it will take a while. And as you see down here, it's still updating the Monero blockchain. And this is going to be counting down, right? So it's at 16.67. And if we, wait a minute, you'll notice it'll start to tick down. And then once it is synced to the Monero blockchain, then this top bar will sync to your wallet, right? So I don't know if, running out and getting a better computer or getting a solid state drive is going to improve your situation. But you also might think about your internet connection. If you've got a relatively slow internet connection, when I say relatively slow, I mean, let's say you've got a plan where, you're only getting like, see there, it went down 1248. But I mean, let's say you're, actually I think Spectrum, I think all of the Spectrum plans are, start at like 100. Let's see here. Okay. Ugh. I got to give them my life story. Okay. All right. But I think they're like 100 BPS, bits per sec, Bits per second, right? BPS, that means like computer bits that are coming down. And so when you go to speed check, or speed test, pardon me, and it tests your internet connection, of course, I'm live streaming right now, so it might not be very accurate, but let's see. Okay. All right, see, I have like the most expensive connection I can afford. Right? Well, I have the, like, it's $100 something, like $89. And I normally get like 300, right? That's my plan, is like 300. But because I'm live streaming, it's not giving me as fast. And then my download speed is 20. So if you're on a plan where you're only getting like 30 or 40 or maybe 50, it's going to really take a long time for the blockchain to sync, right? So you have to keep all those factors in mind. You've got your internet speed, your hard drive speed. If you've got, you know, a solid state drive, you're in better shape. And then also your computer, you know. If your computer processes slow, then the syncing will take a while. So maybe start clean if you're having trouble syncing to the Monero blockchain. But I don't know that the external drive is the best solution. It might be in your situation if you manage to get the blockchain data on an external drive. Once you get it synced once, you'll be in better shape. But it's that first sync that really takes a while. A day or two for me. You know, at least 24 hours before it's going to give you a full sync. Because the Monero wallet is a full node wallet, right? It's the entire blockchain gets downloaded to your computer. Start miner. A lot of these mining sites are scams. Keep that in mind. If they're like telling you, hey, give us $40 a month and we'll mine for you, maybe not. We aim to provide the easiest possible way to make money without having to do any of the hard stuff, right? All right, so you got to pay them to mine for you. So from the beginning, it looks, I don't know that it's an outright scam, but it's, your return on investment may not be what you think it's going to be, right? Mining Bitcoin is inherently difficult. If you buying, profitably mining Bitcoin is very difficult right now. And people that tell you that you're going to get rich mining Bitcoin are misleading you. I talk about mining on my channel quite a bit. Like we mentioned earlier, I mine Vertcoin, I mine Ethereum, and I used to mine Bitcoin. I bought a Bitcoin miner back in 2014, and it mined okay for about a year and a half, but it was loud, it was annoying, and my electricity bill went up. And if I wanted to buy that same miner now, you have to shell out like $1,500 to get a decent Bitcoin miner, and then you join a mining pool. It's not something that you can just do casually. Here's Bitmain. They're the main manufacturers of the dedicated mining machine, and we're talking about. Let's see if I can find it. This is not something casual people do. I mean, these guys, they're filling up warehouses full of these things. So here we go. Here's the one that might, if you're going to shell out $28.62 for an ant miner, you better hope that you get your money back after. You might have to mine for a year or two before you get your $28.62 back. And then once that happens, your miner's not going to be state-of-the-art anymore. The efficiencies of the miners degrade over time. So the miner that you bought a year and a half ago is no longer profitably mining Bitcoin anymore. It's you're paying more in your power bill than you're getting back. So whether or not this is a total scam, I don't know. But I would, if you want to mine something, you might want to mine Bitcoin. I'm sorry, you might want to mine something other than Bitcoin. And then there was, if I can find it, I don't know if I can find it or not, but I read an article about things to do with your computer. Ugh, crap. If you don't mind waiting till 7:30, we can do it tonight. Question mark. Let me see if I can find that article. Ah, there it is right there. Putting your computer to work, but not yourself. So let me give you a link to this article, and it's about some other types of ways to earn money with your computer as opposed to Bitcoin mining, right? Edit. Oh, EDT. I thought your handle was edit. That's not bad. So you don't have to mine cryptocurrency proper to make money with your computer. These are some you're lending your computer power to groups of people that need computer power, and they'll pay you in their cryptocurrency. So you know, it's not. Oh, I can come by. This is an interesting article. And this is like, okay, if you got a computer and it's a pretty decent computer and it's just like sitting around at night, you know, you turn it off, it's not doing anything, why not just leave it on and set it up to, you know, connect to one of these sites where it can earn a little extra cash. We're not talking get rich quick here. We're talking about, you know, just ways to make a little side money with your computer in its downtime, your downtime, while you're sleeping or you're at work, you know, whatever. Probably a better idea than trying to mine Bitcoin. Mining Bitcoin is for big, it's for big boys, right? The casual people. The Bitcoin mining bus has left the station for the casual miner. If you're a casual miner with a normal single desktop computer, you probably want to mine something other than Bitcoin. It's Vertcoin or Digibyte or you know, there's lots of other coins you can mine, and then there's also these services where they'll pay you to connect to their system. It's kind of cool. Is there a light wallet for XRM? Is that Stellar? What is XRM? Or are you talking about XRP? Or LXR? What is... What is Stellar? I don't know. Stellar is XLM. Stellar. Okay. Oh, you know, we were going to play around on this. This is Stellar Port, but I did one on StellarX. Right, and then when we log in, we have to set up an account with an email and a password. All right, and I have two-factor authentication enabled. It's kind of a pain, but it's better safe than sorry. Okay, here we go. All right, I thought I had it remember my device earlier. And then let's see. Now the wallet, I'm not even in my Stellar wallet, so I'm not sure really how it, if I were to try to withdraw anything, it would probably ask me to confirm on my ledger because I have it connected to my ledger. And we might try something small. Let's try something small. All right. So if I go into my Stellar app, which is not going to come into focus, of course. All right. I have access to this wallet, and you can see that there's some Stellar on here, and there's a couple of other Stellar-based coins that you can buy and sell. So kind of cool. So if we go over here to markets, and let's see, Mobius, right? Mobius. Right, I want to buy a little bit of Mobius. Yeah, I want to buy some Mobius. And let's see. Am I buying Mobius? Yeah, okay. So let's say I want to buy 500 Mobi, right? It's only going to cost me 60 XLM. And no, the private key to the Stellar address that I'm using is on this ledger. So if I say I want to buy this Mobi and hit that, right, I have to sign and submit. That's my public address there. Sign and submit. It's waiting for me, right? It's waiting for me to confirm the transaction. All right. So that's the security of the Ledger Nano S. This is not going to be. No one can hack into this website and steal my Stellar because the private keys are on here. And in order for any of the Stellar to go out, I have to verify with the buttons, right? So that's why you don't have to use a ledger on this website. You can create your own standalone wallet, but it's more secure to use the ledger, right? Now, I don't know if I actually got the Mobi or not. It may not have gone through. Oh yeah, it looks like it did. Right, so now I have 1,500 Mobi. And then you can find out more about the coins, right? Mobius Network. It's a Stellar-based coin. I don't know that much about it, but it's pretty. It's been around a while, and it's like one of the first Stellar-based projects. You know, it's been, you know, whenever you go into a Stellar exchange, you see Mobius, right? I'm not telling you guys to go out and buy Mobius. I'm just giving you an example of how you interact with a Stellar-based exchange. And this is a decentralized exchange. So the money, the Stellar, the cryptocurrency, is never on their website. It's always on my wallet. So the buyer and the seller are both connected to this interface using their own private wallet. So I never am storing anything on their servers. So if their servers get hacked, there's nothing there. Everything is based on the wallet. And as you can see here, it's got the address of my Stellar, and which you can see over here. Like if we go to Stellar and we open up my Stellar wallet using the ledger, right? It shows my Stellar balance right there and my Stellar public key. But it doesn't show any of those sub-tokens, right? Those sub-tokens can only be viewed when you're in an exchange like this. And they're just like ERC20 tokens, right? They're sub-tokens of the Stellar network. So I've got a little of this Glitz coin, I've got a little of this Mobius, and I've been playing around with, see, I sent some Bitcoin there earlier too. So I sent some Bitcoin from my Bitcoin wallet to this exchange. And I really don't know how this works. I guess the Bitcoin is sort of tied to my Stellar address now. That's kind of cool. It's you know, it's 107 Stellar. It wasn't much Bitcoin. It's like $20 worth of Bitcoin. So I'm still experimenting. I will give you a better description of how all this works. There are ways to withdraw. I don't know, withdraw to an off-chain. See, they haven't got the support for off-chain yet, right? This is brand new. It just came online last week. And there are other types of decentralized Stellar exchanges, like Stellar Port is another one. And let's see. If you log in, you just tell it, okay, I'm using my ledger, right? And then I've connected the ledger, and it sees the address, same address, and I log in, right? And you can see the balances are the same, right? It's just another way of interfacing with this ledger wallet, these private keys, right? But the private keys are on here, and they're not on their servers. So it's a better way of dealing with cryptocurrencies than centralized exchanges. Not quite as fast, right? The centralized exchanges have liquidity because they've got these huge baskets full of cryptocurrencies. So when you trade on those things, it's pretty fast. It might take longer on these, and there may not be a market on some of these, right? You might be looking for a coin that nobody wants to sell, or I mean, you have a coin that nobody wants to buy. You know, it's all about supply and demand, right? But if you go to this, let's see, the exchange here, you can look and see which coins are being traded right now. This coin, I bought this coin last week, but it's going up and down. This morning it was 20% up, and now it's 20% down. Yeah, it was at 0.9 earlier. So I really don't know much about all of these, but if you're in this exchange, you could, you know, pull this coin up. Here we are, right? And check it out. And maybe go to their website, right? Find out about what they're about, right? And, you know, it's listed on the Stellar and Term, Stellar Port, and Interstellar. So there are a lot of interesting new projects that are being released on the Stellar network, as opposed to, you know, most of the ones, the ICOs from last year were all on the Ethereum network, right? The ERC20 tokens. But there are a lot of new projects that are debuting on the Stellar network and also on the Tron network, right? We talked about that. Let's see. The Tron network. Tron is another cryptocurrency that is trying to replace... Where did it go? What I was doing. Oh, I wanted to go here. Sorry. Whoops. I wanted to go here. Ugh. Working hard tonight. You may be able to text Sandy. They may want you to try again tomorrow. I don't know. Period. Seems like Felicia wasn't into it from the beginning. Tron is currently in position number 13. It's a new blockchain-based virtual machine, just like Stellar, EOS, and Ethereum. It has its own dApps, and it has its own tokens. So the Stellar network, I'm sorry, the Tron network, there's some projects. A lot of these are just like spam coins, but there are a few interesting ones that are out there. Let's see if we can find that one. Here we go. Tron Watch Market. So Tron Watch Market is, oh, I can go over here. Tron Watch Market is like a new project that is debuted on the Tron network. So we can check it out here. Tron Watch Market. And you see my videos. I did a video on the Tron watch market, and it's like my first hit. So you can go to their website, and they'll tell you what it is. It's a decentralized exchange, very similar to Stellarport for the Tron network. So that's up and coming too. So there are a lot of exciting stuff going on in the cryptocurrency space, where you can use these decentralized exchanges where it's totally secure, because, well, not totally, nothing's totally secure, but more secure than a centralized exchange, because you're using your own wallet. You're not storing your cryptocurrency on their servers, right? That was one of the first things we talked about tonight, was a lot of people bag on cryptocurrencies because of all the thefts that occur from these centralized exchanges, right? I don't know which article it was. Not this. Anyway, I'm sure I closed it by now, right? This one, right? A lot of these people that talk about whether cryptocurrencies should be regulated or not always bash, billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin stolen from cryptocurrency exchanges. That's why people are moving to the decentralized exchanges, right? So you can hold on to your money. You don't have to store your cryptocurrency on someone else's servers. So a decentralized exchange like the Tron Watch, this is the wallet, but you can buy tokens, you just can't sell them. The non-Tron. We'll work it out. Period. If they want us to do it this weekend, one of the other drivers might be able to get the packages. Working late tonight, guys. Later than usual. Oh my God, my whole house has gone quiet. I think my kids went to bed, or they're in the other room. I chased them out of here when this whole thing started. Okay, so we've got the Tron, which is there'll be a decentralized network coming out soon, where you can buy and sell Tron, right? That's gonna or Tron tokens. That's exciting. And then Stellar already has several working decentralized exchanges where you can buy and sell Stellar-based tokens. And I'll do some other videos on some of the other decentralized, like Ether Delta, which is an Ethereum-based decentralized exchange. That's been around a while. My wife's new iPhone is coming soon. Yay! Next week, Tuesday. So I'm going to sign off, guys. Oh, drain low. Thank you. Oh, nope. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're very nice. So yeah, I encourage you guys, if you have any specific questions, throw them up in the comments on any of my videos. I get alerted when someone posts a comment on my YouTube channel. I can't always get to them right away, but I usually will see them. And if it's like an easy answer, I'll get back to you right away, usually. And if it requires a little research on my part, it might take me a bit. But I encourage you to post video questions on any of my videos. And then also you could just run to my channel and just search. If you're looking for something that interests you, just go to the video page, right? And just search, whoops, sorry. If you go to the video page, this little search here, you can search any of my videos. Let's say it's Google. And you want to like look about anything that I've done on the Google Authenticator. I have a lot of videos on Google Authenticator, and or if you just want say Bitcoin. Well, there's a lot on Bitcoin, so just check it out. There might be a video that I've already done that will help you, right? So I encourage you guys to do that. So thanks for joining me, guys. I appreciate it. Let's see. Sorry I couldn't get to every single question. Here we go. I'd like to remind everyone that I do this live stream every Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Join me again next week for the live Q&A from LA. I look forward to seeing you, and I hope that I can answer your questions or that you can just enjoy talking about crypto. Whoops. Where am I here? Aha. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon. And once again, thanks, Drainlow. I appreciate that. Very nice. All right, I'm going to stop.